I was on your show last week, and Dennis Prager was on, who's a conservative radio host who I don't agree with, especially on the social stuff. And you've been a big supporter of the LGBT, the gay community. And I could see you were getting into it a little bit with him, but it was based in respect and honesty.
Well, I've had Dennis Prager on for years, and I like him.
Yeah.
I don't agree with him. I think on the gay issue, he's way off track. But he comes from a religious bent, and he asked a question that cause you to think. And one thing I like about questions that cause you, when Dennis Prager said, if you had two people, you're the judge, someone's going to get this child, a gay couple or a heterosexual couple, and they're equally valued, who would you give the child to? And I think the correct answer, you might give it to the gay couple, you might, but it wouldn't depend on that. But I can see where he's coming from, where you can make a case for that. And I like great moral arguments like that when someone's presented to me, because it causes, what we want to do is think. We want to progress. We want to think. I read an article the other day. Should we be mad at Woody Allen? Should we not see a Woody Allen movie because of what he did with supposedly his young son? Right. Should we not? So, and the question was posed this way, and I love this. Supposing I showed you a great painting, and you loved it. What a painting. It captured drama. And then I told you Hitler painted it. Would your opinion of the painting change?
It probably would.
Why?
I guess that wouldn't be in the most purest artist sense of it, but knowing where it came from, can you separate the art from the artist?
But those are great moral questions.
Yeah.
We ask them all the time. That's the kind of thing I like. Yeah. That's the kind of give and take, wherein you could have a guest. I may not want to buy the painting, but the guest could defend buying the painting on its value at its core.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And those are great arguments that you don't see anymore.
So speaking of that, do you see the gay movement as sort of the civil rights thing of our time?
However, I went through a lot of things. You know, when you've been in business 57 years, I was in Miami when Anita Bryant started the Let's Be Civil movement, and it was an anti-gay movement. And we had a ballot to give gays the right to open housing. And the biggest attack on that vote was the blacks. They voted 98% against it, against a bill that would have given gays complete rights in Miami. And the reason was, they said, don't put us in the gay rights category. We have a color, you know, we're not gays. That's completely changed. Gay is a civil rights issue, and what the people opposed to it have to face is, it's a losing war.
Right.
You're done, Coyote.
So what about the politicians then? Because these people, if they want one thing, it's to remain in power, right? And that's the part that I don't understand.
See a change. I saw George Wallace
go
from barring the door at the University of Alabama, not letting a student enter, to his chief of staff being black. I saw that. I lived in when I arrived in Miami to break into broadcasting, I got off the train, and the first thing I saw was a water fountain that said color only, and I drank out of that fountain. It was good water, by the way. Then I got on a bus to go over to Miami Beach to stay with my uncle, and I sat in the back of the bus, and the bus driver pulled over and said, you have to move to the front, because the back of the bus is for Negroes, and the front of the bus is for whites. I couldn't believe it. I was from Brooklyn. So I said, my father's black. You know what I mean?
So you sit in the middle?
The stupidity of segregation. The utter stupidity of it. But in Miami, a progressive city, in 1957, blacks and whites couldn't compete against each other on the football field. They could not.
Incredible.
Now, all these teams now, the entire Mississippi basketball team's black. Alabama basketball team is black. They're all, you know, so it's just, so now we've seen that equation. We have a black president. Yes, we'll have a gay president. Yes, we'll have a female president. Life is changing, and the politician will have to change along with it, or lose.
Right. Well, you're giving me a perfect segue then to let's do a little bit of political footballing. So 2016's coming. We've talked a little bit about it on your show. Hillary is it a foregone conclusion? As much as I don't want.
If she wants it, she's the nominee. I don't think Biden will run against her. I think with the promise that he'll be Secretary of State. I think that's logical to think that he'd be a great Secretary of State, Joe Biden.
What do you make of the idea that we'd have these families then? You know, it would be the Bushes and the Clintons?
Bush is totally opposed against it.
Yeah.
Barbara Bush doesn't want Jeb to run.
Yeah.
She says, I love Barbara Bush, one of my favorite people of all time. Yeah. Stop with this already. Stop with the Bushes and the Clintons. Stop.
Yeah.
We've had enough.
But isn't that how most of America feels, don't you think? That we're sort of this is just being pushed on us again, like, oh, now Jeb, and now Hillary, and then it's going to be Malia 2024 and Chelsea 2030, or switch those two, you know?
But you know what? Americans like it. And do you know why Americans like it? Because John Kennedy said it best. What Americans really want is a kind king. That is, leave us alone. Yeah. Now, if you could do that as the Adamses or the Bushes, or had John Kennedy lived, the Kennedys, Robert would have been president, right? Ted, if he had maybe didn't have Chappaquiddick, he'd have been. We like that. There's something inside of us likes the fact that we have this family protector. It's a godlike thing. They're our protector, you know.
And doesn't it seem sort of backwards, though, to how our country was born, because we left England?
Against that,
yeah. So what do you think that says about?
Because I think Kennedy had it right. We'd like a kind king. You don't have a decision to make. Just don't bother us. In other words, don't throw us in jail for a crime we didn't commit.
Yeah.
Don't prevent us from doing things we want to do, but please be nice.
Yeah.
Just be nice. You know, don't send our citizens off to war where they're going to get killed unless they could really justify. Just be nice. A kind king.
Kind king.